The World Cup is just around the corner, kicking off in just over a week with the usually not so exciting group stages. However, today on Halftime Football, I'm going to tell you the best game to watch on every single day of the first phase so that you never get bored of the action. 20th November, Qatar, Ecuador. Realistically, we know this is terrible, but it's the only game on that day, so Qatar vs Ecuador everyone, tune in on the 20th of November at 4 PM, though I'd completely understand why you wouldn't. November 21st, Senegal vs the Netherlands. So now we kick off with the real big hitters, and on the 21st of November you will not want to miss Senegal facing the Netherlands. Both teams come with something to prove, with the Senegalese being crowned African champions at the beginning of the year, while the Dutch will be looking to bounce back after not qualifying 4 years ago. We'll also see the battle between ex-teammates Sadio Mane and Virgil van Dijk in arguably one of the most exciting matches of the entire group stage, which will almost certainly be the decider of the group winner. November 22nd, Mexico vs Poland. Only one game on the 22nd has no clear favourite, as Mexico facing off against Poland at 4 PM certainly provides a big sense of intrigue. Two teams who are often touted as dark horses face off in what will likely be a very even clash, with stars such as Hirving Lozano and Robert Lewandowski eager to hit the ground running. Guillermo Ochoa and Wojciech Szczesny will also provide excellent protection between the sticks in what will be a very tight match to likely decide who out of the two go through the group alongside Argentina should all go to plan for them. November 23rd, Belgium vs Canada. Now this is without doubt one of the best games of the group phases. Dark horses Canada, who have been rejuvenated and reached their first World Cup in 36 years, up against the perennial underachievers of Belgium's golden generation. Canada shocked the world enough by even qualifying for the tournament in Qatar, and they'll really be looking to go one further, with stars like Jonathan David and Alphonso Davies really eager to inflict some damage on Kevin De Bruyne and his Belgian teammates. Tune in at 7 PM UK on the 23rd of November to watch one of the most interesting clashes the World Cup draw churned out. November 24th, Brazil vs Serbia. On the 24th, in the final game of the day, a Brazil side desperate to lift their first trophy in over 2 decades face off against a quite difficult obstacle in Serbia. While at first glance you'd expect Brazil to romp to victory, Serbia on paper actually present a really tricky test for the Seleção, which will be by no means an easy feat to overcome. The likes of Vlahovic, Milinkovic-Savic, Tadic and Kostic will line up for arguably the strongest Serbian side since the 90s, who topped their qualification group with Portugal, going unbeaten in the process, all while the talent of Neymar, Rafinha and Vinicius Jr will be present in the yellow corner. Certainly not one to miss. November 25th, England vs USA. Realistically, this one isn't so much about football. When England face the United States on the 25th of November, tensions will be really high due to a rivalry that's been consistently brewing for even centuries now. However, unlike in 2010, the talent on display will be similarly brilliant on both sides. With America, we have a young team looking to vanquish the demons of their 2018 qualifying campaign led by the LeBron James of soccer, Christian Pulisic, all while an England side fresh off Euro final and World Cup semi-final runs look to go one further. Both the passion and talent on display at 7 PM UK time on the 25th will be absolutely immense. November 26th, France vs Denmark. On the 26th of November, we have a rematch of arguably one of the worst games of the 2018 World Cup, but there's no doubt in my mind that will be so different this time around. France and Denmark played out a drab 0-0 draw in Russia, but 4 years on, France arrive in Qatar as world champions, while the Danes are still flying high off an incredibly unprecedented semi-final run at Euro 2020. This will certainly be a key fixture in France's quest to defeat the Champions Curse, and it's made even more balanced by the absences of Pogba, Kante and Maignan, as well as the possible absences of Varane and Kimpembe for the French. 4 PM UK time on the 26th of November, be there. November 27th, Spain vs Germany. In what is certainly the biggest matchup of the group phases status-wise, two somewhat fallen giants in Spain and Germany face off at the Al Bayt Stadium on the 27th of November. Both countries have been crowned champions at one of the past 3 World Cups, but sort of failed to kick on since then, with Germany going out in the group stages in 2018 while Spain succumbed to Russia in the round of 16. However, both sides have looked rejuvenated under Hansi Flick and Luis Enrique respectively, and although Spain battered the Germans 6-0 in the Nations League last year, this should still be a very tightly strewn fixture that will have everyone off their seats. November 28th, Portugal vs Uruguay. Here we have another great rematch from Russia 2018 as Uruguay faced Portugal, and to be honest, this time I really don't think the tide will turn Uruguay's way. So much has changed since the tournament in Russia 4 years ago. Portugal have seen players like Cancelo, Diaz, Jota, Leao and Bruno Fernandes all emerge, while Uruguay's stars from the 2018 matchup, Cavani and Suarez, appear to be aging ever more. Cristiano Ronaldo will also likely pose a huge threat to a defence without Diego Godin at the top of his game and without the injured Ronald Araujo. Pulsating football is expected on the 28th nonetheless, and you can catch this game from 7 PM UK time. November 29th. Iran vs USA. Again, as with USA's game against England, this really isn't about football. As Iran line up against the United States on November 29th, over 4 decades of political tension will be fresh in Iranian minds. The two nations clashed in a much anticipated affair 24 years ago where Iran bested the Americans 2-1, and despite the sides not having too much talent amongst themselves, the passion was fantastic, and I'd expect no less this year. Iran will also be distracted by the calls for their expulsion from the tournament due to ongoing protests back home, so whether they thrive or collapse under such exceptional circumstances, especially against such an opposition, will be a very interesting debacle. November 30th. Poland vs Argentina. Messi against Lewandowski, with the latter looking to prove that the former robbed him in the 2021 Ballon d'Or vote. What's not to love? Both Argentina and Poland will most likely be in very volatile positions in their own right come the final group game, and the Messi and Lewa rivalry only incites tensions further. Argentina will probably come into this one looking to secure top spot, while Poland as the heavy underdogs will almost certainly be fighting to finish in second. Both teams also boast immense talent beyond their main goal-scoring wizards, so an excellent clash will be on display at 7 PM UK time on the final day of November. December 1st, Croatia vs Belgium. Group F throws up some very interesting battles, and the pinnacle of those comes on December 1st when Belgium line up against Croatia. Having been the runners-up in Russia, Croatia will be desperate to prove that they can go one better despite a lot of their key figures 4 years ago either being retired or over the hill. Conversely, Belgium's aging golden generation will be looking to display their quality as I mentioned earlier, and this game will most likely be the battle of who comes first and second in the group. The battle between Modric and De Bruyne will be just one of several thrilling encounters as both sides look to prove their words in the final group game. December 2nd, Uruguay vs Ghana. Look, we all know why this is massive. Uruguay and Ghana aren't traditionally two teams that would look to generate an exciting face-off, but of course the one World Cup game they've played thus far was a tale of cheating, genius and heartbreak. In 2010, Luis Suarez blocked Dominic Adia's header in the dying embers of extra time with his hands and was duly sent off. Last kick of the game, penalty to Ghana to send them to the semi-finals, but Asamoah Gyan misses and Suarez celebrates and Uruguay go on to win on penalties. Ghana will most certainly be looking to exact their revenge 12 years on, with an aging Suarez likely to be lining up for Uruguay. The 2nd of December is when this will take place, and you can watch from 3 PM UK time. Anyway, that's it for the group stage. Be sure to mark down those dates and those games in your calendars, and as always, if you did enjoy, please be sure to like and subscribe. Let me know what I missed and also what games you're most excited for in the lead up to Qatar, and I'll see you next time.